So the sixth and final senior Rotax heat. It's groups B versus D. And here is your starting grid. Hopefully it'll be third time lucky for Mercedes, who will start on pole position for this particular race. He'll have Milan Ritter, his fellow countryman, alongside Luca Schallmakers and Luna Blum, making an all-Dutch row number 2. Luca Thiel from Germany will have Francis Vincent Bouteille behind, alongside him on row 3. Christian de Klein in the 399 from the Netherlands will have Sweden's Patrick Rundqvist alongside in the 359. Vincent van Kouwhoven from Belgium in the 383 and Jordi Westerlaken in the 332 from the Netherlands. They complete the top 10. Alexander Krawinkel from Belgium in the 352 will have Gilles Chloé alongside, so it's an all-Belgian row number 6. Flint Schuring from the Netherlands and Ehad Turka from Turkey round out the top 7 rows, ahead of Bennett Ahrens from Germany, Hugo Back from France, Tim van der Scheepop and Jens van der Eyden in the 9th row. Scott Westhovens and Sem van Til complete the top 20, with Stefan Lemuno, Sam Bergstein and Colin van Lammeren rounding out the 23 strong. 7 minutes plus an additional lap, and out of pretty much the entire of the 47 strong senior Rotax drivers here this weekend, the biggest thing is that Mercedes has only completed, I think, 7 laps in total, not including qualifying or any free practice sessions that he's been here. So Mercedes's luck needs to change, and it needs to change this race. But obviously, this may be the opportunity that he needs. We know how quick Mercedes is. And when he was with RS Competition, then making the switch to Dums Racing, he's going into GT4 this year, courtesy of Step Management, who work with him in Denmark. So now it is Ries, Ritter, Schallmakers, Blom, Thiel, Bouteille, De Klein, Rundqvist, Van Kerkhoffen and Westerlaken. That is your top 10. Out of turn 12 we go. Into the tram lines. Are we ready? Are we steady? The revs rise. We go lights out. They are off and racing. And it seems to be a little bit of a tussle in the middle. Now has Luna Blum got her way through? Oh, someone's got spinning off. That is Patrick Rundqvist in the 359 Cosmic Chassis. Oh, Patrick Rundqvist's day, I think, has just been given the early shower call right there and then, because it was everyone for themselves. And they were all tussling going into turns 1 and 2. And now this is where some of the drivers realise, hang on a second, I've not got enough points to get myself up into the top 30. Top 30 after intermediate classification will go straight through to the pre-finals and the finals. 17 other drivers will have to compete for, oh, massive moment. That's the 383 of Vincent van Kouwhoven. And that is Bennett Ahrens that was completely unsighted. Oh, more dramas. Can you believe that? Milan Ritter being pressurised by Luca Thiel. The German gets his way through. Luna Blum now up into 2nd place. And that is the 352. And that is Alexander Krawinkel out of the race. Bennett Ahrens out of the race. Vincent van Kouwhoven, I'm sure, will be number 3 on that casualty list. And some drivers really, really going for it. And sometimes uncontrolled aggression does not see you in good standings with the stewards. There's more Banzai overtaking there. And I'm wondering who that was, because that was a CRG chassis that went literally exit stage right coming out of turn 9. That probably would have been Christian de Klein at that particular moment. However, Mercedes has got a lead. It was nearly half a second on Luna Blum on that particular occasion. So Krawinkel and Ahrens are pretty much confirmed retirements. If Van Kerkhoffen keeps that cart going to get to the end of this race after that nigh-on T-bone through no fault of Bennett Ahrens whatsoever. So Schallmacher is up into P3, but P4 behind Luca Thiel. Milan Ritter now down into 5th place. Bouteille now has been passed by Westerlaken. Flint Schuring up into 9th past Christian de Klein. Oh, there's more tussling, and that's right at the tail end of the field. And that would be ahead of, more than likely, one of the RS competition carts, I believe. But now you can understand that these drivers are really, really having to keep their eyes on stalks. And now this is where it's all going to count. There's a trio of JJ Racing carts with Blum, Thiel and Schoenmakers. Schoenmakers had blows with Reese at turn 7 in the previous race. So he will want to do things nice and clean. He goes up the inside of Luca Thiel. So a good clean move by Lucas Schoenmakers there. And in the meantime, Thiel starts to latch on towards the back bumper, but then Milan Ritter is not too far behind. Great drive from, oh, more dramas. That is the 327 Bouteille from France. That's going through turn 8. I've never seen anyone go backwards on the grass on the inside of turn 8 at all. This has had more twists and turns than the never-ending story, this race. And we've still got the pre-finals and the finals tomorrow. I hate to think what's going to happen there, but I know for a fact if you're enjoying this race as much as I am, even though my beats per minute are going through the roof and I might need a defibrillator on standby, it's been absolutely enthralling. It's now Lucas Schoenmakers closing in on Luna Blum. Up the inside he goes of the 309 from the Netherlands. So Luna Blum staying in the top 3. Oh, she has a moment coming through turn 7. God, the heart-stopping moments, they keep coming thick and fast in this race. And that's why Senior Rotax has so much drama in it. It's so enthralling. It's the most exciting class, or one of the most exciting classes, if not the most, here in Rotax competition. But now Luca Thiel is closing. Uteye now drops all the way down to, well, he's parked it. So the 327 from France now out of the race. And whilst this trio of JJ Racing carts are having their own inter-team squabble, just keep your eyes on the two behind, because that's a move there from Luca Thiel, and it looks like Ehad Turka is possibly ahead of Milan Ritter. And that looks to be the case. So the Turkish driver, yes, he is. I recognise the crash helmet from a mile away. Well, in this case, it's probably a few hundred or so kilometres in terms of my locality. That is Ehad Turka. He's now up into P5 as they now make their way through into turn 12. Madsries has not been troubled so far at all in this race. He got a good, clean start, and he made sure that he was not to be challenged, and no one behind as Luna Blum looking up the inside of Luca Thiel going into turns 1 and into 2. She thinks better of it on that particular occasion, but through turn 4, Blum's got a real good purchase on the 309 cart and could look to go up the inside of Luca Thiel this time. Not the case, but if she gets a good run coming out onto the Europolan, which she does, through into the right-hander at turn 7, Luna Blum biding her time and waiting for the opportunity to present itself, or she's got to make it happen, or the third thing in that equation is Luca Thiel makes an unforced error. So 46 seconds on the clock remaining, plus one additional lap. Van Kerkhoffen has parked it. Yep, that's game over for Vincent Van Kerkhoffen. And if anyone might remember, a bit of a nasty smash for him last year. A very, very big accident where the cart actually turned upside down and brought out the red flag. We're down from 23 competitors to 19. Luna Blum now has this plus an additional lap to try and get past Luca Thiel for third position. And with all the best will in the world, this lady that had a massive off in the first heat at Wackersdorf in the Euro Trophy last year and came back to race for a further 2 heats after medical checks cleared her for racing action. In her first heat, she was 5th place and still carried on racing all the way through the day. Now the timer has hit 0. We're on to the penultimate lap of Senior Rotax qualifying heat competition here at Karting Genk, as Luna Blum's trying to size up a move on Luca Thiel, but the final lap board will go out to Mads Ries from Denmark on this particular occasion. So last lap board is out. Rees, Shawmakers, Thiel, Luca Blum trying to thread the eye of the needle. Can she get through? But the biggest thing is look how quickly Ehad Tucker, who was with KR Sport the last time I saw him, and his sister Nazmina, we were at the International Trophy. He was then running in KR Sport colours. And now he's with Buvin Power. So he's followed the likes of Zonab Shiblak, Glenn Van Parijs, amongst others. Luca Leicester in that squad as well. And this particular occasion, Mads Rees will have the luck on his side. He's definitely had that four-leaf clover, figuratively speaking, in his pocket. As they come through turn 10, Luna Blum looking to try and get past, if she can, past Luca Thiel. But round the final quarter, it's going to be a lights to flag victory for Mads Rees from Denmark in the 379. Second goes to Luca Schaumakers. Third to Luca Thiel. Luna Blum in fourth. Ehad Tucker rounding out the top five. Top five covered by less than 2.5 seconds. 4 retirements in this race. Vincent Van Kerkhoff and Vincent Bouteille in the 327. Alexander Carvinkel and Bennett Arends not even making it past the first lap. In the meantime, Hugo Back will now drop 5 seconds back, which will put him around about 15th or 16th behind around about where Patrick Rundqvist is at the moment. But let's have a look at the finishing order. Mads Rees wins the race from Luca Schaumakers by 9/10 of a second after 9 laps of competition. Luca Thiel rounds out the top three, with Luna Blum and Ehad Tucker rounding out the top 5. 4 different nationalities in the top 5, and there is a very, very wounded 372 kart, and there is its driver, Bennett Arends, just alongside it. Milan Ritter in 6th, Flint Schuring in 7th, ahead of Jori Westerleken, Sam Bergstein. Hugo Back will drop out of the top 10, so that will promote Sem van Til up to 10th position, and a few other drivers such as Christian de Klein, Jens van der Heyden, Tim van der Scheepop, Gilles Clouet, Patrick Rundqvist. So Stefan Lemonot, Scott Westhovens and Colin van Lammeren are the last of the 19 drivers that made it to the finish.